Hey guys, so I'm going to show you a really great simple spread that I like to use just to get a really good picture and timeline of things for someone who's asking a question to query. I am going to use this beautiful new deck that I just got called the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards, and this is a really heavily, very dense imagery on each card, and I think this will be a fun one to show, that you don't just have to use standard tarot cards, and this makes it easier for anyone just starting off who Oracle cards are a lot easier to pick up on when you're first going at it. So let's say we have a querent who has a question, and their question is, you know, what will my job situation look like in the next year? That's a fairly like standard kind of question. So usually I would have handed this to the querent and had them shuffle it themselves, getting their energy on it. I know this is not always a practice that everybody does, but it seems to work for me. So I'm just gonna give it a really rough shuffle. And then I'm gonna pick out 5 cards, which I would have the querent do. 5 cards that would get this spread laid out for us. This spread utilizes a past, present, future approach, but instead of 3 cards, it's a 5-card spread. And so, and the reason why it's 5 instead of 3, which is because there's a little more depth to each point. So we have distant past, recent past, present, near future, and distant future. And I really like it because I feel like it really paints a really nice timeline, nice picture. So I'll start over here. It says winter, take care of your needs. Mountains, stand your ground. Hermit, retreat and recharge. Star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. And spirit fox, trust your talents in changing times. So already I'm starting to feel really clear timeline of this person's life and where it's going and how we can answer this question for them. So I'm seeing that there was a time in their distant past, and distant past can be very variable, it depends on the person. There's no set amount of time these cards are referring to. So in a distant time for this person, they maybe were neglecting themselves. They were not taking the time to nurture themselves. Maybe they were working in this case, a job that made them feel run down and worn out and made them feel really maybe unhappy, and maybe they got sick a lot. Their health started taking a toll, things like that. The next thing I'm seeing is that in the recent past, this person may have had to stand up for themselves at work. Maybe to a abusive boss, someone who is putting them down, making them feel small at work, or maybe they kept getting passed over for a promotion, or they were getting credit, someone else was taking credit for their work. So there was a situation where they had a choice to stand their ground, and that started a journey for them. What I'm seeing here is this kind of feels like a pivotal turning point in this person's life in regards to their job. So now I'm seeing after the moment where they had to stand up for themselves, now I'm seeing they're in a time where they're trying to figure out what they want in a life. They're taking time for themselves. They need to take time for themselves, and they need to really think about what they want in life. What do they desire? What is their heart telling them? But in order to do that, they need to focus on them, to not overextend themselves, to not do anything that they don't enjoy, just to lie low and to let it come to them. Now what I'm seeing in the near future, star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. In this particular context, I think that this means that the person is going to start to use more of their intuition to guide them. They might get into something that is going to lead them into a passion. This is a gateway opening into a future passion pursuit instead of something that was a 9-to-5. And in this case, it can also have a dual meaning of they could also be someone like a star seed. This is a little more of a literal interpretation. Maybe they have a star ancestor looking out for them who, because they are a star seed from a certain planet that has certain innate gifts, and they're helping them to cultivate those as they move forward. Then I see Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. So what I'm kind of seeing is that this person may be going into work that is for the people, helping people, humanitarian work that the earth needs right now in order to continue to shift into a higher dimension. So I'm seeing that this person is probably a starseed and a light worker, and they had to go through this in order to awaken this aspect of themselves so that they can go forward into the future and help humanity. And this is going to be very closely tied into their heart chakra, their passion. This pursuit is going to be, and this is what I like to do, this is really fun, to see the difference of energy between what's coming for them and what has passed, and what this did to fortify them as they now move into a better time for them. So to me, this is a really encouraging reading for this person, and it's showing that not only are they going to have a better career, but the career is going to be a life pursuit, a passion, something that's going to feed their soul, which I really hope everyone finds in life. So yeah, that's an example of this really simple spread. You can use it on yourself, or if you want to try it out with your friends and help people out. It's a great simple spread to get some clear answers, and it's not hard to memorize.